A very common phrase in WWE is never say never, and it obviously can have a lot of different meanings. Triple H texted me a couple of weeks ago and said, if you could have any music, nothing's off the table, you know, what would you have, like way out of the box, like anything you can think of. And I was not prepared for that, but then it suddenly hit me. I was like, and I texted, I said, if you could get Morning Glory by Oasis, like that's literally a song that I've imagined walking out to since I was a kid. Like I would play that song and I would think, yeah, like I'll come out in WWE, you know, like so I just thought, oh, screw it. I texted him, you know, Morning Glory. Didn't hear anything more about it, so I just sort of thought, it's probably not going to happen. That's okay, you know, worth a shot. And then yesterday, he goes, Morning Glory is a go. And I was like, holy, like, oh my God. It's weird, like, I thought that the anxiety would be going up. But actually, yesterday in Green Bay, and then coming through to today, it's all that sort of familiarity started to kick back in. So now I feel a bit more like locked in and a bit more dialed in than a few weeks ago. I think a few weeks ago I was sort of, I'd sort of gotten used to my role, and so now I'm sort of going, what do I do? How does this work? You're sort of having all these weird conversations in your internal dialogue. The crowd reaction in Green Bay last night helped boost my confidence quite a lot.
Let's go right now. You felt it. I swear you're right.
When you've been in the business as long as I have, and you reach a point where really the most important thing is that the people are with it. And so that ends up sort of being the underlying concern that you have with stuff. And once you realize, like, I think they're with this, the people are with this, it makes everything a little easier, because now your confidence is boosted, and you're starting to really feel yourself, and now you have that freedom to think, okay, like, the people are with it, like, now we just have to deliver and tell the story right, take them on a ride. I don't know if I'd say first day of school, maybe exam day. They're like, okay, like, everything you've done up to now has led you to this moment. Now it's time to pass the test. Which is nice. I don't think I have been here before, no. Been to the arena, but not the stadium. Hey.
Good luck today.
Thank you.
We're excited to see you back in the ring.
Thank you.
Try to get a guy first. You ready?
Yeah.
Dude, you look late.
Thanks, mate. Like a secret entrance?
Yeah. Right.
You have to pull the book out of the bookshelf? Yeah, they must have changed. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. I have to call my mum. Hey. How's the reception? Hey, Dad.
Not bad.
Okay. I'm just trying to look to see where Mickey and Dee's seats are. A1, A4.
Oh, I didn't know whether Dee was coming. I knew Mickey would be there, because obviously.
Yeah, Stu and Sandy are here too. Like the last couple of weeks, we've obviously done physicality and had some stuff with some real meat on the bone on TV. He's watched it and then really gotten into it. And then like, oh no, like, don't get off my dad,
Well, have a great time and enjoy it.
I will.
Make the most of it, and perhaps we could talk. Well, I don't know. We'll see tomorrow or
Yeah.
next day. We can tell
Yeah,
you all about it.
yeah, we'll call you tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, love you.
Love you lots.
Bye.
So, dude, live in that moment up there before you come on your walk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Own that.
Yeah.
And if it takes 40 seconds, who gives a shit?
I think it's more about the fact that I didn't officially retire, right? Like, I took a job offer. I was more than happy to sort of dedicate myself to that position and to, you know, and to sort of serve the people, I suppose, right, or something to that effect. But it doesn't change the fact that, like, anyone who's in this business wants to prove that they belong on the big stage. So it's like, I didn't ask for it, right? Like, I didn't lobby for it. It's like, but I'm ready for it. Yeah.
It'll be fun. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah. Thanks, mate. Yeah. Thank you, buddy. Once you eliminate some of the mystery in your mind's eye, like when you heard stuff like this, before you actually get there, you're always sort of picturing it in your mind, and then it's always nice to just, all right, let me see the space, let me see everything, trying to picture what it will look like when the people are in, so that that's not overwhelming and you're not you don't want to get caught off guard by anything, or at least that's how I always like to approach everything. I'm quite meticulous. With days like this, it's hard not to peak too early, because you've just got so much stuff going on, and then you like practicing your rehearsal, and then you fired up, and got goosebumps, and then it's like honestly, all I want to do now is go and put my gear on, because I have a hard time. I have a hard time focusing until I'm dressed. I always found that until I put my boots on, I can't even really concentrate properly. So that's probably next for me. With Gunther, the challenge is to like match his intensity. Someone like him, if you don't rise to the occasion, like he's just gonna gobble you up and dominate. So you have to establish yourself not only with him, but in the eyes of the audience, like right from the start. The well wishes and everything from my peers and my colleagues has been a little overwhelming. I've honestly had to try to sort of compartmentalize it today and just sort of, enjoy the emotion of it after. But now I have to go to work.
Nick Aldis enters the ring for the first time in nearly 3 years. He's a man who's won world championships around the planet.
This is Nick Aldis making his WWE in-ring debut. People are calling a mad for it, Michael Cole.
And Aldis under a lot of pressure against the ring general, Gunther, one of the greatest wrestlers on the planet today.
At some point, ring rust can indeed become permanent.
Nick Aldis now fighting back. And now the power of Aldis with Gunther up and down. And a superplex by Aldis. Kings Lynn Cloverleaf, center of the ring. And now sleeper from Gunther. Does Aldis have anything left? Nick Aldis has to tap out.
so exhausted. It's like, everyone says this, and I know it too. It's just, it is what it is. It's like you can do whatever you want, and I've been doing the hardest conditioning training I've ever done in my whole life to try to get ready for this, and I still just, I felt like I was in quicksand the whole match. I was so tired, but you know, it was physical and it was rough and it was emotional, which is to me, like, that's what pro wrestling is to me. It's, you know, it's violent theater, you know, it's Shakespeare with violence. We, you know, we rile them up and then we break their hearts. That's the biggest match I've ever had, and I've had a long and, you know, pretty illustrious career for someone who hasn't been in WWE, right? Like, there's only so much of a career you can have that doesn't include the WWE. But I feel like for someone who hasn't been in WWE, hasn't wrestled in WWE, I've had a pretty illustrious career. But to have like the biggest match with certainly the highest profile, with the most media attention and the most, you know, emotional investment and the most like coverage on one of the biggest shows, and then to have my family in the front row, just, you know, that's once in a lifetime stuff, you know.
I could not be happier right now as I am joined, fresh off of his return to the wrestling ring. Nick Aldis, man, how do you feel?
So tired.
I can only imagine.
I always say in wrestling you have to play the hand you get dealt. You know, I think I'm a testament to that, certainly. And you have to sort of look at the pros and cons that come with all the different opportunities that come your way. And well, yes, okay. Oh, like, yeah, it was maybe a little disappointing at times, or frustrating that, like, oh, you know, I get to be this, but I don't get to be that, you know, like. But because I was this for this amount of time, it built this curiosity and it built this like intrigue and this kind of, and so then now I do get to be that, and it's special.
Nick, man,
Thanks.
Congratulations and thank you so much.
Yeah. Hey, buddy. What's up, buddy?
Great job.
Thanks.
Yeah, you killed it.
Thanks, Pup.
Great job, Nick.
Thank you.
Great job. Great job.
Hey.
What's up, baby?
How you feel?
Good. Sober.
You look good. Oh, you look good.
Thanks, buddy.
Of course. Oh, Coach, how you feeling? Good to see you. What's up, bro?
Say hello.
Nice to meet you. I'm Javon, bro. Nice to meet you.
Well, he did really good today, but I still can't believe they lost. It was quite
He tried really hard,
It was a
though.
bit of a heartbreaker, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you tried your best.
That's
Yeah.
Mom, would you like anything to say?
I'm proud of you.
He's a little producer.
He is.
Just so you know, like he runs the show.
He's
like,
been filming all the stuff.
He takes over. He takes over every shoot. Goes, all right, guys, from the top.
Yep.
5, 4, 3.
And 3, 2. It was wild, you know. He hasn't wrestled in 3 years, and even just getting ready for this since you've known, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Getting ready for this moment. It's been a lot.
It's been a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
But you did great. It's like riding a bike, isn't it?
Is that riding a bike with flat tires?
You did great.
Thanks, baby.
You should be proud. You should be proud.
I am.
You okay?
Yeah.
Feel good?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry you lost. You're still way better looking. You know?